So hello, science fiction and fantasy author Carol Van Natta here, back for more silliness. It's raining, actually thundering raining here today, and the cats are all under the bed, so I have no podcast producer today. Sorry, if that's what you were tuning in for, um, maybe next time. So, I'm going to give people a bit more time to log in because I'm not sure I'm seeing them because Facebook doesn't always show me comments because it's Facebook. And so if I miss seeing a comment from you, I apologize, and I'll try and pick it up later, or you can ask a question and I'll answer in the comments later. And I keep saying a lot. I should train myself not to do that. You would think that as a trained professional voiceover talent and actor that I have been in the past, that I would be better at that, but no, I'm not. I'm still pretty bad. So today, well, not really today, all right, Tuesday, last Tuesday, but 3 days ago, was release day for Shifter Mate Magic. That's the first book in my Ice Age Shifter series. I'm really excited. I'm still excited. I was really excited on Tuesday. I was probably giddy on Tuesday. I'm now kind of calmer and a little more sedately excited. The book already has some really nice reviews, for which I am very profoundly grateful because it means actually people have read my book, which is kind of a nice change. Well, not a change. People read my books a lot. Just, it's a new venture for me. And so I am hopeful that people will come along with me. Because it means that people are willing to take a chance on my series, and trust that I will be giving them good reads, even though maybe the shifter genre isn't exactly their cup of tea. Paranormal romance shifter genre probably isn't for everyone, just like space opera isn't for everyone. I am a firm believer in readers should be able to read what they want, and authors should write where the muse takes them. I remember reading a comment from a reader once who said he's gay and he just wanted to read romances about gay people, and of course he should. Absolutely, he should be able to read that, and an author should be there to write for him too. So readers should read what they want, and authors should write where the muse takes them. Yes. So you probably have heard the phrase maybe write to market, which means, in the nicest sense, it means writing something that readers will buy. It's sometimes a difficult balance for authors because that lovely, lovely book of your heart that means everything it's just been floating around in your psyche for years, may resonate with only a few readers. Whereas another story that feels easier, maybe, might appeal to a lot of readers. And let's face it, authors like to eat regularly and sleep indoors just as much as the next person, and that takes money. So there's nothing wrong with doing a book for money as long as it's good, as long as you are serving the readers, giving the readers what they want. So writing to market, though, can also mean, in the not so nice sense, chasing a fad, which is generally not very successful because the author isn't really putting his or her own stamp on it or their heart into it. They're just writing, knockoff stories with the aim of cashing in. There is nothing wrong with money. I'd love it if all of my stories sold thousands of copies a week. But then the problem with writing to market is in chasing a fad people is they become afraid of taking chances. Now they're stuck writing what they what seems to be selling, and they become the Hollywood studios. So they're afraid of taking a chance in case it might not bring in as much money, or it might flop. That would be horrible. So you remake Mission Impossible or Spider-Man or Mutiny on the Bounty or something like that for the umpteenth time, or you reboot Magnum PI or Charmed and Roswell for television because there's a guaranteed audience for it. But are you writing the book that you want, and are you writing what readers want? I'm not, there's no right or easy answer to that, but my opinion is chasing a fad is not really a very sustainable business model over the long term for an independent author. I am fairly new to the indie author business game as these things go, and a mere duckling in a little pond compared to authors with backlists of 40 or 70 or 150 books. I'm still finding my way with my stories, the ones that I want to tell, the ones that are kind of like marching around in my head with little protest signs saying, write me, demanding to be committed to digital ink and shared with readers. For now, all of my books, regardless of genre, have fantastical elements and action and adventure and romance, because those are what appeal to me, and that's what I want to write. So fantasy and adventure, because we readers generally don't want to read about the 49 times you go to the grocery store and nothing happens. We want to read about the 50th time where it becomes a battlefield for attacking aliens and the secret force of produce managers who are defending our planet, and they just happen to work in the produce section. I mean, now that's the story I want to read, not the 49 other days where it's like, who ate all the broccoli, And I tend to include fantasy because, more mundane life is kind of boring, and I can get that every day, and I can go to the grocery store 49 times and, nothing happens. And I love romance because it's got justice and inherent hope. Though there's enough tragedy in the world, you read about it every day and you hear about it in ways that just take your breath away. So I like the romance in my books, and I think it helps them. Other people can write tragedy and they can write it really well, but it's not what I want to spend my time writing or reading. So romance in my books. I think I've told you that my muse thinks in series. So about my Ice Age Shifter series, there's 3 more books coming out, planned, plotted, everything in that. And well, of course there's more books, because then I couldn't call it a series very well, could I, if it's only had 1 book. So and this one, these 4 books with Shifter Make Magic starting and the others have a little story arc. It's not the big grand thing like in the space opera. It's a smaller story arc that mostly shows up in the last 2 books, but the theme carries through, and you'll see it once you read them. So the next book after Shifter Make Magic is Shift of Destiny. And so Shifter Make Magic was sent in 1993, but Shift of Destiny is set in present day, and you will get to see more of the magical sanctuary town from book 1. The name of the town is called Kotoyisine, and book 2 kindly explains how to pronounce it, because I've had a couple of my friends and readers write me and say, that town in your story, the one Koto something. So now you will know how to pronounce it. It is Koto Yusune, and you can tell all your other friends, oh, I know how to pronounce that name. It's Koto Yusune. What else could it be? So I will tell you more about Shift of Destiny next in my next podcast, when that is. So Shift of Destiny goes on pre-order on May 31st, and it releases on June 26th. And I might even read an excerpt from it next podcast. I don't know if you guys like that, but I have fun reading it, so I do. And you can just turn off the podcast if you don't like it, but I like it, so I read it. For my space opera series, by the way, for people who have been asking kind of plaintively because I've been not continuing this series as fast as they want, that's the one that has the big story arc going on with, you know, revolution and war and other exciting things. The next story in that will actually be Cats of War, which is my entry in the Pets in Space 3 anthology, and that will come out in October. I think it's October 9th or 10th. I would have to look that up, but it's right around there. Oh, believe me, you will know. We plan to do much publicity for Pets in Space 3 because we really love that, and it supports a charity, and there's 10 other authors, and they're all fabulous. And anyway, Cats of War is in the very capable hands of my professional editor, and I love the story, and I can't wait to tell you more about it and everybody else. And I desperately want to read the other stories in the anthology because they're always great, and I get to read them ahead of time. So ha 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 ha. After that, I will be working on Spark Transform, which is book 5 in the Central Galactic Concordance series. And I'm very excited about returning to the series because it's just been clamoring in my head to be written, and I've got many juicy ideas, and I just need to get them on paper. But first I have to finish what I'm working on right now and get them released and get through the summer. So my cats are kind of annoyed that so far the outline for Spark Transform does not have cats in it, but they plan to work on me, I'm sure, and make sure that perhaps maybe they'll mention cats or something, because the story Cats of War is not enough for them. They believe that all space opera is improved with cats, and you know, I suppose that's true. So I see that El Klaus has said, I'm sorry, El Klaus. El Klaus has said hello, and I'm saying hello back. So I'm going to sign off now because the thunder and lightning is scaring all the cats, and they're hiding under the bed, and I need to go and coax them out with tuna. Okay? It's been lovely talking to you, and I will talk to you again soon, I'm sure. Bye. My cursor's gone, and I can't find how to end the video, and so we'll just be here. All right, here it is.